Hi, Scottish Mudlarking here with Nicole and Craig. We've come back along to Rocky Bay after 3 named storms hit this coast in the last week. So we're going to see what that storm's dug up, and we're going to start on the far end of the beach here. We've got an incoming tide, but we've got plenty of time. Let's see what we can find. There's lots and lots and lots of small pieces of sea glass here. Now we're obviously hoping to find something more interesting than sea glass, but it's quite an interesting looking piece. I think it was a bottleneck, might not have been, some striation marks there. But if we move just across from this, we can see another lovely wee piece of sea glass. Again, just clear glass here. And that again is a really nice wee piece. That might be the kind of thing that Nicole could purpose into an earring. There are other colours as well. That's actually green.
I can see a very unusual colour here. Not sure you can see it. I'll pick it up. Now this is grey sea glass, and grey is usually from like old TV screens. Some people say there might have been schnapps bottles that were also grey, but it's definitely from old TV screens, and it's a really nice colour. I love grey. It's just so kind of grown up. I wonder if that might be a stopper stem. I don't think it's a stopper stem. It's not entirely round, it's kind of more flat, but it's a really nice drop shape. I love this shape, that's amazing.
There's something here, I'm not sure what it is. It's cleaved in an unnatural line, but it looks like stone, and yet at the same time it has a kind of glassy appearance. My thought is it's stone. But yeah, I don't know what kind of stone that is.
Yeah, I think it's stone.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Seeing there's one here.
Oh, it's nice,
but they retain their moisture longer, much like sea glass does when it's wet.
Yeah, kind of like false pirate sea glass.
Yeah, what's that?
That's it. So this thing that we've told you in the past before about how to spot pirate sea glass and tell it's not a stone. Well, these are deceptive wee stones.
They certainly are. Now let's see if you can see what I see. It is half buried and it's kind of smack bang in the centre of the screen, so I'm making it easy for you just because it's a really difficult piece to spot. I'm going to go closer. Guess what colour it is? I don't know if you can see that properly. Let's see. It's right here. Oh. It's a very large piece of really lovely grey. Now that's really nice. I think it has a couple of slightly shiny areas on it. It might nonetheless still make a very nice pendant.
One of the really cool things about this area is that there are so many stones that so much of the stuff that we find is really nicely frosted. Now I'm searching for what looked to be an almost perfect square piece of clear sea glass that was beautifully frosted, and I just can't see it. I can see this little piece here, there's a wee nugget just down in front of me, and that's nice. We'll certainly take this. Hope you can see that quite clearly. That's a really nice wee bit of sea glass. Let's just pop that out. It's concave on that side, so perhaps a little piece of bottle bottom, maybe something like that, maybe even a wee piece of bottleneck. Now there's a really cool green piece just above that, and I'm not quite sure what that is. You can see there's a kind of lip there. I hope you can see that. There's a kind of lip there, it's a kind of emerald green. It's an interesting wee shape, that one. Well, I'm going to see if I can find that square piece of clear glass, but before I do, I'll pop that down because it's a really gorgeous wee piece of brown glass there, and again really nicely frosted, really lovely wee bits.
That's a nice piece. Look, that's an amazing little gem of seafoam sea glass, relatively thick. You always know seafoam is at least 100 years old. They just don't really make bottles in that colour anymore. So this is a really nice piece of history, perfectly shaped by the sea.
Now just in a really big, thick, chunky piece of glass.
Oh, where is it?
It's a wee bit shiny. But that, and I'm just going to turn the, just trying to lower the exposure there so we get a clearer look at that. That's a really chunky piece of glass.
Oh yeah.
It's really shiny as well. Beautifully clear. The fact that it's clear tells me that it's not very old.
Well, it looks like it's a bottle bottom because you can see there's a little line around here.
Yeah.
But I always find it really interesting when a piece is frosted and then it's broken. You can see inside. And it's
maybe
like,
that's what's happened here then, right?
Yeah.
It's been really nicely frosted. It's smacked against these stones, shattered open, and we have that beautiful clear glass.
Yeah. It's amazing. With
Really
all those
cool.
marks on it. Shall we hold it against the light and see
Yeah.
what it's like? Now I couldn't see very much and then the sun came out and now I can see this lovely little piece of jadeite milk glass. I can see a couple of other pieces. There's a tiny piece here. Let's see, a little further along. There's this little green nugget. Perfect mermaid's tear. There you go, there's a green piece. Oh, I can see something else down here. It's just right by my foot. Lovely brown piece. There's another green piece here. Wow, that's so nice. Really lovely, tiny little gems. Mermaid's tears. Isn't that gorgeous? That is so nice. Very nice. I'm kind of determined to try and find a marble because Christine found two. But, you know, maybe it's not for us today. But I'm really glad Christine found a couple. We met Christine and look what she's found.
There's some fantastic finds in there.
Yeah.
That peach piece of glass. It's a gorgeous colour, isn't it?
Yeah, and look at the clay marble behind it. Lots of really lovely glass.
There's such a mixture along there.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
cool.
it's certainly set a challenge. I don't think we're going to beat that lot.
Let's go see if we can try. Now it's probably really hard to judge what size that piece of sea foam is, but you'll see when I go and pick it up. Oh, that is lovely. Look, that's an amazing shape. That's really nice. That's certainly going to make a pendant. Very nice.
Now I wonder if I'm going to have any more luck in among these stones. They're certainly a little bit smaller than the stones I was looking at beforehand. And there is a kind of tide line here. You can see where that seaweed is, where there's a tyre there, some rubbish as well. So maybe we'll get lucky and we'll find something up here in the tide line. So many flies around here just now. Nicole's braving it to try and find a stopper. I'm just going to grab this wee piece of sea foam and then I'm going to get out of here.
So there are two things here and I'm gonna pick them both up. There's this lovely piece of white sea glass, perfect drop shape, and there's also this bottom of a really old ginger beer bottle, or maybe an inkwell. It's lovely and grey, it's tiny, that wouldn't have held very much. Very cool. Okay, I think we'll take both of these for the roundup.
Now, we're always on the lookout for shapes that don't appear to be natural, and certainly colours as well. And there's some green here that certainly doesn't appear to be natural, but there's a shape here as well, and it's this. That looks a little bit too circular to be natural, but the closer I get to it, the more it looks like stone. No, it's not stone, it's rubber. It's some kind of rubber washer. It's a bit of junk. It's the kind of thing that we want to pick up and get off the beach here, along with things like this. That to me, I don't know, could be part of a lock on a door or something like that. I'm not entirely sure what that piece is, but this looks like it was some kind of a gasket, or maybe for a valve of some kind. But we'll get rid of those. So you can just see the tide is just beginning to sort of come back in now. We've still got a good wee bit of time here, but I think it's about time that Nicole and I caught up with one another to see what we've been finding. Now we've just come along here to have a look at what our best finds are. And you remember earlier I said that there was a near perfect square piece of really nicely frosted sea glass. I don't think this is the same piece, but it's a replacement for the one that I couldn't find earlier when I went looking for it. So we'll be taking that. Let's see what Nicole's found. Okay, so here are a few of the things that I've found. I'm just going to hand you those. Now, I'm not going to show you my best find yet, because I do have a find of the day.
Okay.
I have another wee piece of glass here as well. I'll give you that one.
Okay.
So, yeah, I haven't been finding anything particularly interesting. Mainly just finding sea glass. But it's quite nice sea glass. So we'll take a wee close look at that. Then you can maybe show me what you've found.
Yeah. Well, there's some really nice pieces of sea glass there, and some kind of the weird and the wonderful. Now, what is this piece?
But yeah, I'm not sure what that is. It looks like it's a little electrical component. When I first saw it, I thought it might be part of a door or a locking mechanism for a door, but now that I see it in the light, I really don't think it is.
Yeah, it doesn't look like metal. It looks like it's some sort of woven texture on the top, but it looks like some sort of latch or something.
Yeah.
Weird. Okay, and you found some nice pieces of sea glass. This lovely piece of brown, that's really nice. Now, here are a couple of my best finds. I've been quite selective and just really taken the really smooth pieces. And I don't know if you can see it, I found this amazing piece of grey sea glass.
All right.
Yeah, that's a really nice big chunky piece.
Certainly is, yeah. Good shape.
Yeah, I think it's a really nice shape. And then I found a couple of pieces of milk glass, the same shade of green, and these two lovely little carnelian pieces. And I found some nice pieces of kind of sea foam, really lovely shapes, just perfect for jewellery making. You knew I was going to say that, didn't you? And then I found this piece. Now I think this is a bit of driftwood, but it kind of looks like a handle maybe, so I think I might take that because it's really quirky.
It does look like a handle, doesn't it?
How strange.
Well, you can probably see the tide is starting to come in now. It's not quite chasing us away from here yet, but we do want to get around the coast a wee bit. So what we're going to do just now, we're going to move into one of the other bays here, see what we can find before the tide catches up with us, and then we'll get back off to the car.
So I've come up here in this area, and if you're hearing a rustle, that's because I'm collecting, well, I'm going to take as much as I can from that. So I'm looking here, and I saw this. Now that looks, wow, that's different. It's a jawbone. It's maybe from a seal. Doesn't have many teeth, so yeah, that makes me think it's maybe from a seal. I didn't think that's the kind of teeth they had. So maybe I'll take this along and see what Craig makes of that. I don't think we'll take it home as such, but it's certainly a very quirky find.
Well, there's Nicole picking up some plastic bottles. I'll get those in the dump. Hopefully not take too long doing that, and we'll get back along here, see what we can find here and among these wee nooks and crannies.
One of those fossil rocks. It looks really amazing. Look, it looks like there's a wee birdie in there. But I think it's all plant matter that's just been, well, it's now stone. I'm going to put this one next to it because I think this one looks like there's seagulls flying in it.
No seagulls here today. I think they'll come back when the tide comes in and the fishing boats start coming in, and there's lots of food in the water near the foreshore here.
Yeah. Okay, that's the water coming in, and I really want to have a look in the wee bay just behind you, so let's get going.
Yeah, we might be lucky. You said you can see water in there.
Yeah, in the bay just behind that.
Okay, I don't know if I've got spare shoes. Let's hope so. Yeah, we left it a bit tight, didn't we?
Yep.
Oh! That is so cool. Right, you know, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to go up here and round because I saw this tiny little piece of milk glass. Now it's lovely, it's green and it's a tiny wee bit of milk glass, but then I looked up, and when I looked back down again, as if by magic, this had appeared. Now the really cool thing about this one is that it's wood.
Oh, they are
It predates vulcanite stoppers and it is in really good shape.
Oh, how cool is
That's
that?
in fantastic shape.
Yeah.
There's nothing on the top. You can actually, this is really cool. You see the little The little hole there.
Yeah.
That's where it would have been held on by to a mill. So there would have been something poking in that end, something poking in that end. It would have spun round, and a little chisel tool would have been used to carve out the shape of the stopper. So these wouldn't have been cast, these would have been turned on a small lathe to make individual bottle stoppers.
Yeah, you know, they are really rare. We only have one.
Now we have two. We could get through here, but we'd get wet feet. But instead, Nicole has spotted that there's a wee pathway through the hill there. Just there, just where Nicole's pointing. So we're going to give ourselves 10 minutes to have a wee look on this bay, see if we can top that bottle stopper find. I don't think we will. And then we'll get back off to the car. There's lots of gorgeous sea glass here, but there's one piece in particular that's just caught my eye, and because it is so beautifully shaped. And it's this wee piece here. It's a really gorgeous deep green. I think there's a little air bubble in that, but it's just beautifully shaped and so smooth. There's a wee air bubble right in the middle there. Not sure if you can see that, or maybe try and hold that up to the light, or see if I can get Nicole to hold that up to the light for me. Not sure what this piece is. It looks stone, but it has this really odd mark in the middle there. So I'll take both these pieces and we'll see what we can make of them. This one's gorgeous though. Such a lovely piece of sea glass.
What's that? Ah. Probably hear Craig. I think he's just found a ginger beer bottle, or a part of it. But can you guess what this is? If you've seen our channel, you have seen us find many of these, usually a little bigger than this. It's the bottom, the very bottom of a swing top stopper. Really worn. That's very cute.
Now, there's something very cool right in front of the camera, and probably right about in the middle of the screen as well. The question is, can you see it? And I'm not going to hide this one, we've got a wee bit of wind to deal with, but it's this piece here. And that's actually very cool. It looks like grey glass to me, so that could have been an old TV screen, or I think sometimes Nicole says that these are reckoned to come from schnapps bottles. But that is a really lovely chunky wee piece. That's very cool. I'm going to take that along. That's one of the better things that I've found today. Really interesting wee piece of grey glass. Lovely. There's a really beautiful piece of sea foam glass right in front of me. There's not very much sea glass in this little area, which is unusual for this beach. So that means we can play Can You See It? So it's a piece of sea foam we're looking for. Yeah, I'm sure you can see it now. That's gorgeous. It's just such a beautiful shape. Oh, that might actually be a wee kick up. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's really kind of convex here on this side, but it's not concave on the other side, it's flat. So it's rounded, it's almost like a half sphere. That's a very cool wee piece.
You got me intrigued.
I've got Nicole intrigued. Let's go show Nicole. So, I think this is possibly the nicest wee piece of sea glass that I've found today.
Okay.
But you know, give me 5 minutes, I'll search through my pockets and I'll maybe argue with myself about that. But check it out, that's lovely.
Oh, that is lovely. It's the perfect drop shape.
It's a really nice piece. It's, as I say, I mean, it's almost like a half sphere.
Yeah.
Really nicely rounded there on the top, flat on the bottom, and filmed directly into the sun. I may have to change my angle. Yeah, so you can probably see that a little bit better here. It's almost a half sphere.
Yeah.
Really lovely piece.
Lovely wee nugget.
I think that's destined to be a necklace.
Yeah, I think that'll be one of our pendants.
There really is some beautiful sea glass on this this part of the coast. Now this piece is for the kind of people who love a really rugged piece of sea glass. And this is for the connoisseur of soft edges and such. That one has its own charm. It's wild, it's covered in sea marks. This one is beautifully smooth and nice. So we have sea glass on this coast to cater for all tastes.
Yeah.
It really is quite cool though.
Very nice pieces, both of them.
Yeah, let's see if we can get a wee bit of light through them.
It's such a gorgeous day today, and I wish we could stay here much longer, but the tides are coming in, so we're going to take a look at our best finds now.
Well, I think I've done it. I think I've made my find of the day. Can you see it? Let's see if we can edge in a little bit closer here to this one. This is quite superb. I'm not quite sure what it is yet, exactly that is, but yeah, I think you can pretty much see it now, yeah? Find of the day. What a find. Let's get that out and have a closer look at that. Now, so I'm not sure how to pronounce the name of that golf ball. It's not a top flight, which is a wee bit of a letdown. But yeah, we can see that it's an 8, whatever that means. And we shall take that off the beach. Oh, the light's making it tricky for us today. It's a very strong and setting sun, so it's low in the sky and casting shadows everywhere. So we're going to have to be a wee bit inventive when we take a good look at our best finds of the day.
Okay, so let's start with the pieces closest to you. I can see you found a couple of pieces of really nice, colourful beach plastic. And some small pieces of sea glass. They're going to be perfect for making earrings.
Cool.
And then closer to me, I've put a couple of our best finds and a couple of pieces that Christine so kindly gave us as well.
Yeah, thanks so much for that. It was really lovely to meet you as well.
Yay! I also found a couple of pieces of really cool beach metal there. And I see you found your find of the day in one of those.
Yeah, that's the find of the day for sure. Yeah, stuck amongst that beach metal there. Yeah, well, you know, we still don't know exactly how to how to pronounce this name here. I'm not going to try. If anybody wants to send us in a wee voice message or whatever, we'll maybe have a competition, see who can get the closest or the funniest. Okay, so moving along then, we've got this beach metal and we've got the find of the day.
Yeah. And well, I found a jaw. Now I think it's a seal jaw, hopefully.
I think it's most likely that.
Yeah, we're going to leave it here, but I just wanted to show you all in the roundup. Then we found some quirky pieces. They're right kind of in the centre there. And I found a couple of stones with a hole. I found this thing that says patent number. I think it's probably from an electric insulator.
Certainly looks like it.
Yeah.
That's this piece here. It has a patent number. If somebody wants to search for what that patent number is, you're more than welcome. Let us know. I guess it's probably going to be to do with a light switch or something like that, I guess.
Very possible, yeah. Right below it is the top of a swing top stopper, like the very top. So technically we found a stopper or two.
Yeah, well, we found 2 stoppers.
Yeah, that's right. And we found some amazing grey sea glass. Now there's 3 chunky bits of really nice grey sea glass, and it's a rare find. Grey sea glass is a very rare find, so I'm very happy with those pieces. And I think what has to be our best find of the day, we had the star find. Now, what is the best find of the day?
I think that's mine as well. I'm going to claim that, and I'm going to claim it for this wooden stopper. purely for the reason that, you know, wooden stoppers, as you say, are very rare things to find. That's because wood famously decays when it's in water. It doesn't really last very long in water. It doesn't like to be wet, really. Well, other than when it's growing as a tree, and then it loves the water.
Yeah, so that one is a really cool find, and out of all the kind of vulcanite stoppers that we have, I have one other wooden stopper found years and years ago in St Andrews, and that's a really nice find.
Don't forget to join us on Sunday when Nicole's going to be taking a select bunch of things that we've found today to make some lovely jewellery.
See you then!
Thank you so much for watching, liking and commenting on the video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do take a second to subscribe. A huge thanks to everyone for helping to support this channel through Ko-fi, Etsy and Amazon. That really does make a massive difference, so thank you so much for that.